Here's a sheet metal tutorial. I don't really do sheet metal too often, and there's like a process that you have to go through to do your edits properly and everything. And I always forget because I don't do it a lot. So here's just a quick little tutorial on what to do. So first you have to start by making a new component, and then when you make that new component, you need to set your sheet metal rule. And that your sheet metal rule is basically the thickness of your sheet metal. So set that, and you're going to need that when you start making flanges and stuff. So after that's done, create a sketch. I like to just make the part initially, not using the sheet metal tool, because then I have my dimensions laid out and I have something to go off of when I'm actually using the sheet metal tools. And so when you go to start making your first sketch, turn on that model that you've made and use that to project the bodies you need to at least start your first flange. Just sketch it out like you normally would. Delete that projected line you don't need. Finish your sketch. So go to your flange tool, select the surface area, kind of like you're extruding, and then hit OK. Next, we're going to add another flange to it. Just start pulling it up. Don't worry about too much, just pull it up. You have two options to change the way that your bend is bending, your height datum and your bend position. I usually only mess with the bend position. That seems to work for me every time, and I'm no expert in sheet metaling. And you just basically change the where the bend position is at. You either have to go outside, inside, adjacent. Just play with one of them. That's the beauty of modeling the part ahead of time, because then you know exactly where you need the bend to be. Just move it around where you need it to be. And hit OK when you're done with that. And then we got to do one more flange. Pick the edge you want, pull it out, turn your model back on, make a change to your bend position, set the length, and then once you're done with that, just hit OK. And now you've got your basic shape. So what we got to do now is we have to add some holes to it. And this is where I always get confused. You need to go to modify and unfold. And then unfold it here, and this is where you want to add your holes or any cuts or any modifications to the overall piece. You want to do it in the modify unfold. If you use a flat pattern instead, any changes you make won't copy over to the bent part. On this piece, I just need to add a couple of holes. Dimension them out. Oh, and I almost made a mistake. I don't like to do holes by extruding. I like to use the hole tool because it's a lot faster when you need to make a change to the hole size. Make sure you set it to all just in case you change the thickness on the material. And then you want to refold the faces at this point. So now that we have this done, now we need to add our chamfers to the part just to give us some nice rounded corners. And here's where we're going to make our flat pattern for like a DXF file or drawing, so we can actually dimension out the bend position so you know where to make your bends. That's all you have to do. Now you've got your flat pattern set. Save the file. As you can see, you can fold and unfold at any point. when you're going to make a drawing, set the model to the flat pattern, because you can't actually import the flat pattern after you've already created a new drawing. So you want to do the flat pattern now, and then when you go to add more just views of the part, it'll come in as the bent position instead. And you'll see in just a second here. Make sure the size is right. Just drop it where you want it. And then just turn off any bodies that you don't want to be seen in here. I just wanted to show just the actual flat pattern I just made. So I got to turn off that model that I made and some other part I was messing around with earlier. Now you can add your dimensions so you can send it off to get bent. Because I don't know about you, but I don't have my own brake. I got to have somebody do it for me. And you're basically finished at this point.